Warriors' Stephen Curry teammate reveals how difficult it is to play through a torn UCL injury in the NBA. If you thought NBA players only battle opponents, think again. Behind the bright lights, the explosive dunks, and the three-point fireworks, there's a dark and brutal reality: injuries that push athletes to the edge of human endurance. And now, one of Stephen Curry's trusted Golden State Warriors teammates has come forward with a shocking confession about just how nightmarish it is to play through a torn UCL injury. We're talking about pain that doesn't just affect your game, it threatens to derail entire careers. What this player is saying is sending shockwaves through the NBA and sparking fresh questions about just how much punishment these players can endure for the love of the game. Let's set the stage. The Golden State Warriors, led by Stephen Curry, have been the face of modern basketball dominance. But what the fans see is only a fraction of the story. Behind every game-winning shot and championship banner are players dealing with injuries they rarely talk about. And now, this teammate has spoken with raw honesty, peeling back the curtain on what it truly means to grind through a UCL tear, a brutal injury that affects the elbow and wreaks havoc on shooting form, passing accuracy, and overall confidence on the court. So, who is this mystery player? Inside reports suggest that it could be a current member of the Warriors roster, someone who's been fighting to stay on the floor despite immense pain. A torn UCL, or ulnar collateral ligament, is a nightmare for athletes in any sport, but especially in basketball, where every flick of the wrist and snap of the elbow matters. Playing through it is like trying to shoot a three-pointer while your arm is screaming at you to stop. It's a level of pain and restriction that most fans can't even begin to comprehend. Yet this Warriors player has pushed through, and their words about the experience are nothing short of jaw-dropping. They revealed that the pain isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, and exhausting. Imagine stepping onto the court knowing every shot you take might send a sharp, stabbing pain through your arm. Imagine trying to dribble, defend, and fight for rebounds while a voice in your head keeps asking if you're about to make the injury worse. That's the reality this player lives with, and it's changing the way fans view the sacrifices NBA players make. But why would someone push through a torn UCL? Why not just take the time off to heal? The answer lies in the relentless pressure of the NBA. The season is long, every game matters, and the competition for minutes is fierce. For a player trying to keep their spot in the rotation or prove their worth on a championship contender like the Warriors, sitting out isn't always an option. It's a risk versus reward battle every single night. Do you push through the pain to help your team, or do you rest and risk losing your momentum or worse, your place on the roster? This teammate admitted that playing through the injury takes a toll in ways most people wouldn't believe. The elbow doesn't just hurt during games, it hurts during practice, during recovery, even during the simplest daily tasks. Shooting form suffers because players are forced to adjust to avoid pain, which can mess with muscle memory and lead to slumps. Every missed shot becomes a mental burden. Every turnover feels magnified. And yet they keep going. Why? Because that's the DNA of an NBA player, a warrior mentality that refuses to quit, no matter the odds. Stephen Curry himself, the heart and soul of the Warriors, has seen his share of injuries and knows exactly how devastating they can be. Over the years, Curry has battled ankle injuries, hand fractures, and relentless scrutiny, but he's always found a way to bounce back. Now, he's watching a teammate fight their own war with a torn UCL, and sources say Curry's support has been unwavering. He knows that greatness is often forged in the fire of adversity. He knows what it means to be doubted, to feel the pain, and to keep going when everyone tells you to stop. The teammates' comments are raw and emotional. They spoke about the moments before tip-off when they're in the locker room, feeling the weight of the injury but knowing they need to perform. They spoke about the hours spent in the training room, icing, stretching, and working with physical therapists just to get through one more game. They described nights of sleeplessness when the pain is so intense it feels impossible to escape. It's a side of the NBA most fans never get to see, a side that's not glamorous but brutally real. This story is also sparking conversations across the league. Are NBA players pushing themselves too far? Is the pressure to stay on the court and deliver for their teams leading to long-term damage? Former players have weighed in, saying they know exactly what this warrior is going through. Playing through injuries has always been part of the game, but the toll it takes on bodies and careers can be devastating. One retired NBA veteran recently commented, "People don't realize what it means to play with something like a torn UCL. You're basically compromising your entire arm. Every pass, every shot, it's all pain. But when you love the game and your team, you just keep going." That's what makes players special, but it's also why so many of us end up with lasting injuries. And that's exactly what this Warriors teammate is facing, a choice between short-term glory and long-term health. For some players, the chance to help their team chase another title, to be on the floor with legends like Stephen Curry, is worth any amount of pain. The Warriors dynasty isn't built on luck. It's built on sacrifice, on players giving everything they have, even when their bodies are begging for rest. Fans are rallying behind this player, flooding social media with messages of support. They're calling this teammate brave, resilient, and inspiring. But they're also urging the Warriors organization to protect their players and make sure health always comes first. The balance between winning and well-being is tricky, especially in a league as competitive as the NBA, where every playoff spot is earned through blood, sweat, and yes, injuries. This situation has also brought back memories of other NBA stars who played through unimaginable pain. Think of Kobe Bryant, who once shot free throws with a torn Achilles. Think of players like Klay Thompson, who battled through devastating injuries to make his return. These stories inspire fans, but they also highlight the brutal cost of greatness. A torn UCL might not sound as catastrophic as a torn ACL or Achilles, but for a shooter, it's just as threatening. It can end seasons, derail careers, and rob players of their confidence. The Warriors' medical staff is reportedly keeping a close eye on the situation, but the decision to play often comes down to the player's own willpower. And from what we're hearing, this teammate has the heart of a lion. They're refusing to back down, showing the same kind of determination that has defined the Warriors' dynasty for years. It's the kind of story that makes you respect not just the talent of these athletes, but their incredible toughness. Meanwhile, Stephen Curry is leading by example, reminding everyone what it means to be a true leader. He's offering advice, encouragement, and the kind of support only a teammate who's been through the fire can give. Curry has always been about more than just scoring points. He's about building a culture of resilience, teamwork, and heart. And right now, that culture is exactly what this injured teammate needs. The bigger question now is, what's next? Can this player continue to push through the pain? Will the Warriors adjust their rotations to give them time to heal? Or are we looking at a situation where the injury could worsen, forcing a difficult decision? These are the questions swirling around the Bay Area right now, and fans are holding their breath. The NBA is unforgiving. There's always another game, another opponent, another challenge. But there's also something beautiful about seeing players rise above it all. This story isn't just about pain, it's about perseverance. It's about the bond between teammates, the pursuit of greatness, and the willingness to endure anything for the game they love. As the season continues, all eyes will be on the Warriors and this brave teammate. Will they keep fighting through the torn UCL? Will they find a way to adapt their game, to keep contributing despite the injury? History tells us that the Warriors thrive under pressure, and this might be their toughest test yet. But if there's one thing we know about this team, it's that they never back down. This revelation from Curry's teammate isn't just a headline, it's a reminder of the human side of the NBA. These players may seem like superheroes on the court, but they're human beings who push through unimaginable pain to entertain us, to chase championships, and to cement their legacies. It's a sacrifice that deserves recognition, respect, and admiration. So, what do you think? Should players push through injuries like this, or should they prioritize their long-term health? How much pressure is too much in a league where every game can define a career? One thing is certain, this story has added another layer of drama to an already thrilling NBA season. The Warriors are fighting not just for wins, but for the well-being of their players. And with Stephen Curry leading the charge, you can bet this team will continue to inspire, no matter how tough the road gets. As fans, we can only watch, hope, and cheer for these athletes who give us everything they've got. Playing through a torn UCL is not for the faint of heart. It's the kind of challenge that separates the good from the great, the casual players from the true warriors. And right now, the Golden State Warriors have someone in their ranks who's proving what it means to be both.